What is going on, members of the Shy Guy Squad? My name is Dan, otherwise known as Danekii, and welcome to the GOT, the Grand Overseas Tournament. We are here in Aster's draft tournament, and we picked up a clean squad, which I will run you guys through. We are in the Kalos conference, because every draft pool was split into conferences. I'll explain this very directly, but basically, Aster's hosting this tournament, alright? And we got a lot of people in here. We had 128 applicants plus backups in case anybody left, so that's also really dope. And on top, to top all of that off, we have power ranking stuff on the GOT channel. That shit is going up pretty soon. But with that being said, though, I was in the Cascade draft, ended up in the Kalos conference. I am in group 7 with Hail Hydra, as you guys see on screen, ReggieTube1, and Gareth. So I will be battling those 3 people, and I will be rematching Hail Hydra and it's ReggieTube in weeks 4 and 5. So ReggieTube will be week 2 and 4, Hail Hydra week 1 and 5, and then Gareth for week 3, because that's just how the tournament was set up. And this is the first game. My team consists of, let me read that up for you guys real quick. I know I'm very professional, very prepared, very ready for everything. That is me, you know. But my team basically consists of Mega Gardevoir, Excadrill, Salamence, there you go. Mega Gardevoir, Excadrill, Salamence, Greninja, as you guys see, Volcarona, Gigalith. So I brought my top 6, as well as Serena and Comfy in the back. And my opponent's team consisted of Latios, Klefki, Scalpy, Tyranitar, Megachar Y, Gyarados, and Piloswine. And we have one Zmon each, and my Zmon is Salamence, and his Zmon is Gyarados, where status Z moves are allowed. So with that being said, that's just like the coverage of the team. I'm not going to do any rundowns of my team, because I do battle Hydra again in week 5, and I don't want to give away any of my sets, only what he has seen, because that saves me a lot of prep for, like, I can reuse some of my sets in the future because of how I built in order to deal with them. So that's kind of nice. But with that being said, though, I'm just gonna start this battle here, put it on normal so you guys can see decent speed. Yes, my cursor is right here. I could do something about it, but I don't feel like it. But with that being said, we click play and see how it goes. So he's gonna lead off with Tyranitar Tube as I lead off with Clayman, so Sand was going up regardless. Feels very nice. And we both had the same idea of trading rocks turn 1. Now personally, we both have mons that are quad weak to rocks and also regular weak with Salamence and Volcarona versus Charwy and Gyarados. But I feel like over the full course of the game, the rocks on my side are not going to be as important as they are on his side. I'm still a little bit sick, but my roster, I feel like I can deal with hazards a lot better than his can, but we'll just have to see how the game transpires, because I feel like I'm in a better position than him right now. So he's going to go for an Earth Power that does basically nothing. I'm going to go for an Earthquake and get a crit, which is very unfortunate, but you know, it happens. So my opponent switches into Olaf, the Piloswine, and I'm going to get another Earthquake off, just kind of for free. I'm going to swap out into my Hummingbird, the Salamence, because I expected him here. Now, this might look like an odd play, but the reason why I did this was I knew he wouldn't click Icicle Crash or any ice move against Gigalith. I figured he would want to get that thing out of the way as soon as possible, and that would give me a free switch into Salamence, intimidate this, and then I can make a double back into whatever I feel like I need to get into, which will give me an overall better matchup. Like I can get pretty safely into Greninja and start doing some work. So that's why I did the play into Salamence right there. So he's going to go for Earthquake like I predicted. Feels nice being right on a prediction for once. And I'm going to swap out here like I told you guys. Go into Bubble Man, my Greninja. I was about to call it Froakie. Take 23% from a -1 Icicle Crash. And now my opponent is forced to switch out. First he takes 25% off of the Stealth Rocks. Then I'm going to hit him with a Hydro Pump, which does another 25, so he's already lost half his health. Then I go for a Dark Pulse right here, and the reason why I did that was I didn't have a direct switch into Gyarados. If he went for Dragon Dance, I would have been screwed. So that's why I decided to do what I did, because if he had DD, Waterfall, Ice Fang, that could have been very scary, because that could have just basically ran through my team, and I don't know how I would have been able to deal with that. So I did what I did, and I did what I had to do, go for the flinch and see how that went. And I am a bit lucky and bad, and I do get the flinch, which I felt bad about, but it is going to bite me in the ass a little bit later. But I do get rid of Gyarados, which was a huge threat to my team. Feels nice to get that thing out of the way early. Now Spooky Bug comes in, and I'm not afraid of this thing. I set up this Clayman to specifically be able to deal with it, and he goes for the Poison Jab, which puts me at 41%. I'm not necessarily too worried about it still. He gets the speed boost off, and I was expecting him to try to sub here on me, but he didn't, so I'm just like, alright, cool, you knocked me out, that's fine. I have coverage for this. I can go into Salamence and make sure you're slower, or you know, weaker than you would normally be because of Intimidate. He goes for the Rock Slide here and gets the 40%. I'm not going to play further, hold on 1 second, I'm just going to have a cough. So as I was saying right here, he gets the Rock Slide off, which is 40%. And now what's going to happen here is he can get the flinch, which will suck. I'll lose my Salamence without effort. But I think I just clicked Dragon Claw, and I could have potentially doubled down with this Bug, and then lost my Immense. But as I mentioned, Karma's a bitch, and because of what happened with Gyarados, I also flinch, which I feel like he deserved. That was a-okay with me. I flinched as Gyarados, he flinched my Salamence. Feels alright. But now that he's -1, I know that my Neospatian Granbull can take an Earthquake, and that was my main intention of switching into Salamence, because if he knocked me out, I would have been able to live. Like, my whole plan was getting into Excadrill, and the reason why this Excadrill is so important, I have this turn left of Sand. He can get Sand back up for me with the Tyranitar, but the thing about this is, you guys are about to see right here, I get a crit. Now, originally in the game, my opponent thought this mattered, but it really didn't, as I am a Choice Banded Excadrill, and I think 88% was like the minimal roll, and with, you know, Sandrush outsped and stuff, so that crit didn't matter at all. It looks more harmful than it is. But my opponent is going to go into the real Megazord, which is understandable, you know, get that Zardway up, get the Drought up, and because, you know, wouldn't do too much to it. He sets up the Tailwind though, which was kind of interesting. He goes for Fire Blast, some of the Shining is just not going to do anything. Feels really bad. Now I can go into Shadow Mist. I know I can take a Fire Blast from this thing, and I can just Mega Evolve up and knock him out with a Psyshock. Now my opponent do miss his Fire Blast here, which is unfortunate, but it didn't matter because I calced it up, I could live it, it would not have been an issue, and then from there I would have been able to deal with his last two threats with a combination of Excadrill, which was Choice Banded, and could deal with those last two Pokemon, and as well with Greninja. Once he put up Sand, I would have had Hydro Pumps and stuff, that would be super effective on both of them, so I would have been perfectly fine here. So he knocks out my, I knock out his Charwai. He sends in his Olaf, which doesn't knock me out. He would have knocked me out if he had landed the Fire Blast, but then I would have just gone into Excadrill on the next turn anyways. Tailwind would have been gone, and now he goes into T-Tar, which is his last mod, and Gardevoir is going to pick up this game in a nice and clean 3-0 victory. Well, it wasn't really clean, it was a bit of an axie game, but that's how the game is. We play Pokemon. But it was a good game to Hydra and his Drexel Drampas. We will see him again in Game 5, but we're starting off really nicely in our division, or our conference, or group, or whatever you want to call it, being 1-0 plus 3. So with that, that is a good start off, and the next game you guys will see will be against Regitube and his Honolulu Vulpix. And we'll have to see how that goes, and then we play Gareth next, and his something Passimian. It's a Passimian team, and then we go back to Reggie, and then we go back to Hydra. So that's like the schedule forward. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I am back. I'm trying to upload as much as I can. Right now, it's being sick. Just time has just not been working out for me. Thank you all for understanding, and I hope you all enjoyed. With that being said, though, I'm out of here. Peace.